Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are back with another war video. This is war number 12 of season 34, the final war, and we have matched up against PBT. Now, these guys are very good. I would say they are definitely a top 10 alliance, and in fact, one war this season, they had 0 deaths. I don't know if there was more than 2 or 3. I don't think there was even that many alliances that had 0 deaths in a single war this season. I think it was like 2 or fewer. So yeah, they are not known for an alliance that like very consistently puts up the 0 to 5, but or 0 to like 3, I guess is kind of the same thing, 0 to 3. But they are a very capable alliance, very good. So we know we have to be on our A games. And I have the team today of Doom, Nimrod, and White Magneto. Nimrod is going to war for the first time ever in such a massive war, and he has 2 fights. And this is the first fight. Honestly, this is probably the scariest fight of the entire war. There was a lot of potential for this to go very badly, but it just didn't. I got pretty lucky. Not really. I got pretty lucky. More like I didn't get extremely unlucky is a better way to put it. But yeah, we're taking this sim on path 3. And because of Doom's signature ability, I'm going to gain a power gain buff when I stagger his. So if he has his own stagger up against me, and he's in the cunning phase, then I'll take damage. But just gotta hope that doesn't happen, basically. So I did think about whether I want to use an invuln boost or a special 1 boost here, and I actually think that a regen boost was the correct call. The reason I think that is because invuln doesn't really do much, because all the damage in this fight that I take is passive. It won't be from hits. And what use do I have for a special 1 boost in a fight that's going to end so quickly, really, was the other part. Also, I didn't have to rush to my special 3 because he gets there so slowly. So yeah, that fight went perfectly. I was a little worried about it, but it went fine. Next up, we have this Annihilus on Mystic Ward, which should be a problem for Doom, but it's just not going to be a real problem. I am going to mess up a bit, and I'm going to have to block an L1. But other than that, it's completely fine. So, normally, well, not for me, but normally, like a lot of people, they like to use White Mags pre-fight for fighting Annihilus. And I have White Mags, but I'm not going to use the pre-fight for him. And, yeah, so right there, I landed my reparry. I was waiting to throw my special 3 until he was at just over 2 bars. But what I forgot about when I threw that special 3 was that I wouldn't be able to power control him while he has his rod up. And I did honestly just forget. And then right as I was in the middle of L3, I realized that I wouldn't be able to power drain him because of Mystic Ward. I realized, okay, I can't do my normal Doom cycle right out of this L3. So here I'm going to get in a step back intercept with an L1. Now that was not to nullify, that was just to get my aura up. But he's pretty much dead here. Yeah, that heavy attack kills, so there we go. Really easy. Now we'll go up to this Mojo. We were talking about who to use for this Mojo, and I recommended Doom. I'm like, man, it's literally a joke with Doom. Doom is the best counter for this node, usually, depending on who's on it. And yeah, I stand by that, and you'll see why. So this is the Masochism node 20. This is the one where we often see Man-Thing. I don't even remember where Man-Thing was this war. That's weird. Yeah, I don't remember. So unfortunately right there, I did have to throw my L1. I could have gone to my L2, but it was probably better that I go to my L1. Then there I could have heavy attack, and I didn't notice. So here I'm going to heavy attack. Gotta land a reparry first. Yeah. Most people think that the Doom cycle does not work for champions that have unique defensive special 3s, like Mojo or like Modok or like Spider-Ham. It actually does. It's just the medium variant that doesn't work. So the variant where you use medium, and then light, medium, that still works. It's just that the other one doesn't. So yeah, here I just need to get to my second L2. I'm going to do a medium attack first just to trigger Masochism, and then I'm going to rush in with my L2 so none of my incinerates get shrugged off, and I ended at 97%. So that was a great fight. Going up to our next fight here. Doom actually does do Mortal on Mixmaster pretty well, but we had a guy with Falcon, and he ended at like 95% health. So nice job, Titan, Uranus. And this is a fight I was like slightly worried about, mostly because, well, like I know how to fight Misty, and we're putting a White Mags pre-fight on here with Doom. But the reason I was slightly worried is because I didn't know if a singular stagger shrugs or nullifies all 3 buffs. So I know it nullifies any buffs that activate at the same time, but I didn't know if her personal unblockable activated at the same time as Footloose. Turns out it does, and one stagger will actually remove all 3. But I couldn't really test that out in a duel. So what I went for is there I was just testing it out, or else I would have done 2 parry heavies rather than a parry medium heavy, as I do here. But yeah, I'm doing such good damage that I don't really have to worry about anything. I just want to make sure to throw special attacks in pretty much all my hits while she is stunned, so that she does not evade it, because of course she is evaded in her base kit. Here I'm going to go to my L3. Oh, it is like 6:35 p.m. I do not know why I am this tired. I did have a 9-hour work day, so maybe it was that, but I mean, I feel fine. And then here we're just going to do a little bit of a weird Doom combo. Again, I'm only hitting her while she is stunned. I think this right here, that is the only hit I do the entire fight when she's not stunned. So there you go. And then here I just do 1 hit into an L2, and Misty is dead. Misty, I don't really think she's a great defender as long as she's not on a stun immune node and not countering an evade counter. I just don't think she really does much. But here on Path 6, Section 2, I have Apocalypse on the first node, and this is going to be my first ever fight with Nimrod in Alliance War, and because I'm a stupid moron, I'm going to throw on a 200% power back boost, which I literally just pissed away, because it does literally nothing, because with Nimrod, the first L2 usually kills. And I would just want to cycle over into Blitz as soon as possible to remove all of his prowess. And now Apocalypse is a noodle. Also, he is Cowardice, so look at that 100 damage into my block, not even parried from his special 1. And then here he's going to get power drained, so I realize I'm at my 10 charges. I can just go straight into an L2. But I did do an extra parry just to get more armor ups before I throw my L2. And the L2 just kills, but because of power back boost, I'm at an L1. So I just throw it, because why not? At the time, I actually thought that was my only Nimrod fight. It ends up not being my only Nimrod fight, because I end up stealing a fight. Not really stealing. I mean, I asked if I could take it, and they said yes. So, not the guy whose fight it was. But he also said later that it doesn't really matter to him. Like, he didn't care that I took it. So, I had an officer confirm that I could take it. Because we had literally the same champ at the same rank. So, yeah. And you'll see how that fight went. So I am boosting up here now for Section 2. So at this point, the score of the war was 2-2. So they died twice in their first 35 fights. And we didn't die at all until like 60 or 70, and then we died twice in a few minutes, which was not fun. Sorry, no, the deaths were like an hour and a half apart. What am I saying? That was the last war. Yeah, these deaths were like an hour and a half apart on our part. But yeah, it was 2-2 when I woke up and I did my fights in the morning. No, this isn't in the morning. This is the night before. Am I just confusing this with another war? I think I'm just confusing this with another war. So this is Jabari Panther on the second node of Path 6, Section 2. And all the difficulty from this node comes from you blocking specials. And if Jabari Panther never throws a single special the entire fight, you never have to block a special. So that's what I went for, and that's what happened. This L3 does a lot of damage, and then my L2 is just going to kill right after. Just a joke of a fight. So yeah, L1, and then we're just going to go into our L2, and it's going to kill. So yeah, just a clean Jabari fight. I don't really see her as a great defender either. I mean, she has her nodes where she can be tricky, but nothing crazy. And now we are on to our boss island where I have 2 fights. Yeah, this is 9 hours and 27 minutes into war. This is not the morning of. This is like 11 at night, right before I went to bed. So yeah, we're taking this Surfer. So I was actually supposed to wait for a White Mag's pre-fight on this fight, but it was only for the damage. It didn't actually do anything here. So here I am going to trigger my Dex, so I have to miss. So I do just the 1 hit. And I believe I don't trigger the global again the rest of the fight. I'm pretty sure. So there I just threw the L1 because he had 2 buffs. So this does have return policy on it, but that just means that I have to watch what buffs I'm doing. Or, sorry, what buffs I'm nullifying. So there I land a heavy attack, going to go into my L3. Now, obviously, I know that Silver Surfer does not take damage from Incinerate, so I won't be able to throw my L2 for damage. It'll just kind of be like as a killing blow kind of thing. So I am going to save for another L3, and then there, because of Mystic Dispersion and nullifying a buff, I'm already back at my L3. So there we go, and I pretty much just have to do that again. So throw 1 L3, throw an L1, and throw an L2, and Surfer is dead. It's a pretty straightforward fight, although it is a R4 Surfer. He's not a good defender at all. So there you go. 2 Vigilances there actually gives him quite a lot of power, but my L2 is just going to kill, so it does not matter at all. First hit there of the beams did 31k. So yeah, here I am actually switching my masteries. So I turned off proficiencies because I'm no longer using a Mystic Attacker, so I don't need 5 out of 5 MD. And then I'm going to go over to attack here, and I was just kind of thinking about where I wanted to put my last points, and I'm going to end up not using my last 2 points. I was considering putting them into Tech Collar, but it doesn't really matter because of what you're about to see. This is rank 4 Kitty on Conflictor, and I'm using my rank 4 Nimrod, so I dropped my 3rd and final White Mags pre-fight. So the guy that was taking this fight, who was assigned this fight, Tree, he was supposed to apply his own White Mags, and I was supposed to apply my 3rd White Mags on Jabari Panther. But I realized I didn't really need to have it for Jabari, and I could just put it on Kitty myself. So that's what we ended up doing. So I'm going to do my light, medium combos just because I don't want to trigger the prowess right away. Push her to an L1. She actually throws it instantly, which is awesome. It really helps me. She does miss there. Or I missed there rather, and then here I see the protection about to go away, so I'm going to bait a heavy 1 hit straight into the L2, and Kitty's dead in 23 seconds from 1 L2. That was a rank 4 Kitty. So yeah, that's the end of my war, and that is the end of the war, because when I started work, the score was 2-2. We had double the exploration that they did. We had because at the time the score was 2-2. When I went to bed, it was 90-45, when I woke up, it was like 120 to 60, like they had barely moved. Um, and I went to work, and then I checked on my phone on my break, and they'd cleared like 75 fights in that 5 hour period, and they died 3 more times. Now, even if they didn't die 3 more times, we still would have won the war with a 2-2 tie because we beat them by 1,500 seconds on the fight duration. We were beating them the entire time. I don't think we've lost a single fight duration this whole season. I think we've won every single one. Maybe XK9 beat us, but that's the only one that I could see as even remotely possible. I'm pretty sure we won everyone, though. I could be wrong about that. XK9 may have beat us on fight duration. But yeah, we win with a very, very good score of 5-2. And that means that we have actually locked in top 3. We had to wait until the 12th war to do it. And we could have done it last war, but we lost by 1 death, which was awesome. So yeah, that is pretty much it. We are 10-2, and we are going to finish in the 3rd place master spot. So first place was GT40 with a record of 11-1. Second place. Wait, did GT40 win their 12th one? I actually forget. Let me check. I have my sheets open right now, and I can check the results of the war. They might have also had a 10-2 record, but I genuinely don't remember. Who were they facing? They're facing like JA, right? No, JA had noon. Hold up. Oh, GT40 had noon, and they won. Who did JA have? Oh, DSVG. Okay. So yeah, GT40 won their war. They didn't need to, but they did. And they beat noon. And so yeah, they're first place with a record of 11-1, and then XK9 got second place with a record of 10-2. We also had 10-2, and then no one else had 10-2. So the next highest alliance was 4th place with JA, and I believe there was 1 or 2 other alliances that went 9-3. But yeah, there we go. That is all. My death total for this season was 2, so it was that man thing with Dr. Doom because I was stupid and I went to an L3, and then I got fucked by RNG and got insta-killed by the L3 poison. Not insta-killed, but you know what I mean. One-shotted, even through an invulnerability boost, because poison does not get prevented, obviously. And then my second death was Falcon versus Mordo on the Vigilance mini, the one I had Surfer on this war. And that's it. I only died twice this season, so if we're comparing it to my prior seasons, this is much better than usual. Or at least compared to my recent seasons. I've had 2 3-death seasons in a row, so it was really nice to get a 2-death season, slightly better, and just a lot to work on next time, because I believe that my last Deathless season was coming straight off of a season where I had just done well. So there you go. As far as my PSR this season, I took a total of 80 fights over 12 wars, and I soloed 78 of them. So that's pretty good, 98%. And my Deathless streak is up to 30. So that is going to be all for this season. I hope you guys enjoyed. The war video for this season should be posted roughly 24 hours. Or sorry, the war video. The war rewards opening video should be posted roughly 24 hours after this one, so look out for that. But that is going to be it. I just want to give a massive shout out to everyone at D69. We did an incredible job this war. When we needed to be on our A game, we were on our A game. PBT didn't even do bad. They just didn't do as well as we did. And yeah, it was nice to finish off a season for my first top 3 performance in quite a while. I believe my last one was like 5 or 6 seasons ago, my last top 3. So yeah, it was nice to finish in the top 3. But that is actually going to be all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye.